Hello, my name is Robert Friedman. I want to talk to you today about one of my more memorable cases in 30 years of representing clients with post-traumatic stress disorder. This claim involved a policeman who, after about 20 years on the force, was assigned to the evictions unit in a major city. He served on that evictions unit for over 2 years, and when he left, they changed the policy to limit policemen having to serve on such a unit for more than 6 months at one time. Why? His predecessor was killed evicting someone when he was stabbed. The reason is policemen make many calls in a day, and a good percentage of those calls, when they arrive, people are glad to see them. They're there to help the person. But on the evictions unit, no one wants to see the policeman who's going to enforce the person's eviction ruling and kick them out of their house onto the street. After he did this job for 2 years, in combination with his prior difficulties with police work and murders and violent acts, he developed very severe PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and lost his job. His employers felt he no longer was capable of doing this work. Wanting to work, he obtained a job with one of his good friends who ran a concrete sealant company. He lasted on that job for a month. Why? Because when he worked for his friend, he felt that 6 coats of sealant, as was their policy, was inadequate, and he insisted on putting on 10 coats. He refused to accept his friend's instruction as to how many coats were necessary. When he lost that job and his friendship with the employer, he then went to work for a contractor who worked with Costco. The contractor for Costco was inspecting boxes of pies and other goods, and he was instructed to inspect every 3rd box and 2 pies or 2 items out of 10 in the box. Again, my client refused to follow that instruction and instead felt it was absolutely necessary to Costco's customers that he inspect every box and every pie. And with the result that he ended up spending way too much time and was too slow and lost that job. We then showed in his hearing testimony through his wife that he persisted at home in doing these same kind of behaviors. If his wife asked him to dust the dining room table or clean it, he would spend 15 minutes rather than 2 or 3 minutes as required, in which he said, you don't need to spend this much time cleaning the table, it's good enough. He would become angry and felt he was criticized. This individual was a very colorful, dynamic person, but he simply was unable to work full-time because of his post-traumatic stress disorder, which resulted in him having to do things his own way, not accepting instructions, and getting irritated when he was criticized. We still stay in touch every year or two, and although his post-traumatic stress disorder has not materially improved, having a reasonable income to live on, which he earned from having worked so long as a policeman, certainly makes his condition at least stable and not worsening. It gave me great satisfaction to win that case, and although it happened more than 10 years ago, I still am pleased that we achieved a favorable result for this client.